Some of you standing hearing me, you are lions. But things are frustrating you. You are begging from place to place. Lord, who will help me? Nobody will help you. You are the help of your generation. But something needs to wake up on your inside. Some of you who should change Ghana, you are looking from one coast to another region, hoping somebody will show up. And God is saying, wait for that encounter. When that encounter happens, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. You are not an individual. You are a fountain of many waters. Encounters. Look at the life of Moses. Moses ran away from Pharaoh. There was a burden, genuine burden, to deliver Israel, and he wanted to deliver Israel in hiding. How can you deliver Israel in hiding? Even if you succeed, who will take the glory? What is going on is a conquest between light and darkness. Israel will be delivered by a mighty hand, because it will be a memorial of many generations. From that, God will take glory for many generations. It's not by killing one Egyptian to another Egyptian. That's not what God wants to do. God wants to demonstrate power. Because they are not in bondage due to the army of Egypt. They are in bondage because they are wise men that represent the gods of Egypt. And if Israel will leave Egypt, gods will have to go to war. So it's a battle that will reveal which kingdom is superior. It's not something you want to do in hiding. But Moses couldn't see it, because Pharaoh was sun god. Everybody dreaded him, and Moses saw himself as a servant at best. And so God waited. The Bible said in Exodus chapter 3 from verse 1, he took his father-in-law's sheep to the backsides of the mountain to feed them, and suddenly he saw a bush burning that was not consumed. And that bush has always been there, but the guy never paid attention. This time around, they say, I will look aside to see this sight. The moment he turned, God said, take off thy sandals. Where you are standing is a holy ground. You will not know that your life is sacred until you have an encounter. He was standing there before the encounter. It wasn't a holy ground. The moment he turned and God spoke, that place became a holy ground. Even your walls will become sacred if you have encounter. Where you live will become sacred if you have encounters. And from there, God sent him back to the man he ran from. And when Moses returned, Exodus 7 verse 1, I have made you a god to Pharaoh. What changed the fearful guy who took off from Egypt to become a god to Pharaoh? Encounters. And when Moses came back, he went to the court of Pharaoh. Let my people go that they may serve me. Even Pharaoh knew the meaning of that language. He said, by who? Whose authority will you give me this instruction? He said, the God of the Hebrew have sent me. And he said, who is your God? And Moses understood what Pharaoh was looking for was not English. It was not Aramaic. It was not explanation. Conquest. The moment he asked that question, battle began. Rods began to go down. And the rod of Moses swallowed the one of the Egyptian. That is who the God of the Hebrew is. The God of the Hebrew is the ruler of the universe, and his people cannot be in captivity. He will not think like that. You don't dare Pharaoh unless you have an encounter. And from there, dimensions to dimensions, dimensions to dimensions. A point came, Moses stepped out. Even the sea fled. The Red Sea was parted. Their clothes did not get weary. Their shoe grew with them. A point came when they wanted to defy Moses. He said, except I'm not called of God, let the earth open her mouth. Who told you the earth has mouth? Where did you read it from? Which book? Where did you read it? Who told you the earth? That is to tell you, when Moses was on that mountain, he was hearing what God was saying, and he was seeing other things that God was not saying. Hope you know that it was from those encounters that Moses sat down and said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There was no story that God narrated creation to him. But when you have encounters, you are hearing what God is saying, and you are seeing other things around. So when Moses was there, Moses was seeing, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered upon the waters, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Those things were not told, they were seen. So when Moses come back, is that a man? That man has been altered into another being, because he saw things that no man knew. It was from the strength of that encounter that he became a prince of Zion.